Tonight on News 5 Live, a cache of firearms including a high-powered automatic weapon is discovered during a customs and police operation. The missing BDF rifle from Camp Belisario turns up in an abandoned lot near Jane Usher Boulevard. What's the confusion about Shine Barrow's registered address? And dozens of athletes across the country are recognized for their contribution to sports. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Desde las áreas urbanas hasta las comunidades rurales, la conexión importa. El acceso a Internet es crucial para continuar el desarrollo social y económico. Es por eso que Digi, nuestra telecomunicación nacional, continúa invirtiendo millones de dólares para expandir sus redes de telefonía móvil y fibra óptica en todo Belice. Miles de usuarios móviles y viviendas, especialmente a lo largo de las carreteras y en comunidades rurales, ahora disfrutan de los beneficios de la infraestructura resiliente de Digi. Nuestra telecomunicación nacional continúa liderando la transformación digital a través de su tecnología avanzada y compromiso a la excelencia. Con Digi Wallet, beliceños en áreas urbanas y rurales tienen acceso fácil y seguro a una amplia variedad de servicios financieros a través de sus dispositivos móviles. Y con el reciente lanzamiento de Digi TV, nuestra telecomunicación nacional se ha convertido en el único proveedor de servicios de reproducción cuádruple en Belice. Clientes ahora pueden ahorrar con nuestros paquetes DigiOne que ofrecen internet residencial, servicios móviles, teléfono residencial y servicios DigiTV convenientemente en un solo lugar. Digi permanece comprometido en brindar acceso a servicios de alta calidad, confiables y accesibles y crear oportunidades para un mejor futuro. Forme parte de la transformación y viva la conectividad como nunca antes. Porque con Digi, la conexión importa.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
Belize, get ready for the inauguration of our Belmopan Expressway drive-thru and restaurant expansion. This August 26th, come celebrate with us with the entire family at Quality Poultry Products Belmopan for a fun-filled day. We'll be having entertainment for the family, including a kids' play area with bouncy houses and a mechanical bull. Free food and drinks all day for purchases made, and a raffle on the hour every hour. You don't want to miss this huge event. Save the date, 26 August 2023. See you there!
Get out and explore this weekend with Caribbean Sprinter. With our ferries, you'll get to San Pedro, Belize City, and Key Cocker faster and smarter. Visit Caribbean Sprinter online at sprinter.bz.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, August 25th. I am Annalyn Apolonio. The proliferation of guns and ammunition in Belize has long been an issue for law enforcement. The abundance of illegal firearms also poses a very real citizen security threat for many law-abiding Belizeans. The unlawful importation of weapons into the country is widely regarded as an activity that takes place across porous land borders in northern and western Belize. But when illegal guns are shipped in legally through the various ports of entry, it raises another level of concern. Such was the case on Thursday when a joint operation carried out by the Customs and Police Departments turned up a carton box containing a small cache of weapons, including a high-powered assault rifle. Sometime around 9:30 a.m., the team discovered the arsenal of weapons that was conveyed through a local shipping agency from an alleged address in Miami, Florida. Included Canik SF pistol with 2 magazines, a CZP pistol along with 2 magazines, a Smith & Wesson pistol with 2 magazines, a shoebox containing 8 boxes, each containing 27.62 rounds, 12 plastic containers, each containing 27.62 rounds, 4 boxes, each containing 55.56 rounds of ammunition, a Draco 7.62 caliber automatic weapon with a long magazine, 2 boxes, each containing 100 rounds of 9mm ammunition. The Draco is a specific type of Romanian-designed automatic weapon that is similar to an AK-47 assault rifle. The firearms and ammunition were sealed, labeled, and deposited as exhibits. A police investigation is underway. Belize City Police have recovered an M4 rifle that was reported missing from Camp Belisario in Cayo District last week. The high-powered weapon was retrieved from an abandoned lot in the vicinity of Jane Ussher Boulevard on August 23rd. When the Belize Defense Force became aware of the situation a week ago, an investigation was conducted. However, the team assigned to the probe was unable to determine exactly when the rifle went missing. When officers responded to the Port Loyola area on Wednesday, they found a black M4 carbine. It was sealed, labeled, and deposited as found property. Commissioner of Police Chester Williams has since confirmed that it is the same rifle that disappeared from the military installation. The Main brothers, Ellis and Tyrone, will have to face the music next Wednesday. That is, standing trial for being members of a gang. That ruling was handed down on Tuesday of this week against the car dealers of Bannock Street, and the case was to continue today, but was adjourned because one of their defense attorneys had other court obligations. On Tuesday, the magistrate rejected a no-case submission by the men's defense. Ellis and Tyrone are charged jointly, along with their younger sibling, Shaquille Main, who managed to abscond in December 2020 to the U.S. Back then, there were allegations that Ellis and Tyrone also tried to leave Belize via Mexico, but that they were caught with their passports and handed over to Belizean authorities. They claimed they were going to Mexico to seek medical attention for one of their sick children, and that they were not fleeing the country. At the time, the Main brothers were out on bail granted by the High Court. Their bail was subsequently revoked, but again granted in March of this year, on condition that they were under house arrest. However, while on that house arrest, they both picked up another criminal charge in April, that of aggravated burglary, for which they were jointly charged, along with Jair Flores, Kenrick Gordon, and Jamal Brackett, all of Belize City. The 5 were accused of committing the crime upon the Main's neighbor, Elroy Jones, and were denied bail and remanded back to prison. The trial for being a member of a gang will continue on Wednesday in a trial where their attorneys will put forth a defense. The registered address for opposition leader Shine Barrow is being called to question by individuals who appear to be associated with the People's United Party. Barrow, the area representative for Mesopotamia, is registered as a voter at 80 King Street here in Belize City. But as it turns out, 11 individuals were also registered to the very same address between 2018 and 2020. The question of whether Barrow was engaged in election fraud was subsequently raised. This afternoon, we spoke with attorney O.J. Elrington, who represents the leader of the opposition. He spoke on the matter in respect of the existing laws pertaining to the Representation of the People's Act. But first, he chalks it all up to political mischief.
I would first want to know who, like what was the source of the information. I would assume that it is from a PUP operative. And so clearly, the People's United Party is currently reeking from scandals, from rampant corruption, from skyrocketing cost of living under which the Belizean people are suffering. Crime is spiraling out of control, and they have been a monumental failure. And so they will reach at any straw, a drowning man will reach at any straw to try and save themselves. And so for me, it is nothing more than a red herring, than an attempt to distract from the real issues facing the Belizean people right now. That is a fact. But so far as you have been involved in the media for some time now, and so I think that you would know maybe better than most Belizeans that the law pertaining to registration of persons, section 5 of the People's Act, sets out clear grounds on which a person can be registered in Belize. Obviously, you need to be more than 18 years old. You need to be a Belizean or a member of the Commonwealth, or a resident or a citizen of the Commonwealth. And as well, you have to be ordinarily resident at that location you seek to register at least 2 months before the date in which you seek to register.
Attorney Elrington further explains the procedures carried out by personnel from the Elections and Boundaries Department who verify the addresses of persons registering to vote.
Once that has been satisfied and the Election and Boundaries has done their due diligence and done what they feel is necessary to investigate the veracity and the authenticity of that registration, then you are placed on the voters' roll. And so the fact that the Honorable Shine Barrow is on the voters' roll is testament to the fact that our good public officers have already done their work and have already concluded that the accusations being made by the PUP is completely false. In fact, over and over, we have met this point and the courts have been clear. It is, and we know it is a reality that people have multiple residences. And in fact, you would have known that on the last occasion, when we brought a case against the current mayor of Belize City, who by law must be resident in Belize City, and he's not even registered in Belize City. He is registered in rural. All right, so you can have multiple residences. The Honorable Shine Barrow has been duly registered by the Election and Boundaries Department, and he has receipts to show that it is one of his residences. For what whoever registered there before has absolutely nothing to do with him. Who registered at once you are registered at an address, there is no requirement under the law that if you are registered at this address, you must make sure that, in fact, there is no provision for you to remove anybody who was registered at your address. So, Isani Caetano moves to 22 Buttonwood Bay. There is no requirement for Isani Caetano to say, you know what, well, Patricia Roberts was registered here. She no longer lives here. Remove this person from the roll. It's nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense, and that is not the law. So he has no obligation to try to explain how anybody who was registered there before him.
Coming up, BCCI calls for tax reform. We'll have more details when we come back.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says a word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pitchers of silver. I often think that we do not realize the importance and significance of words. Often in times of anger, parents have made damaging statements to their children that has later affected their lives. They have said things like, "You will never amount to anything. You're dumb. You're stupid. You're lazy, or you're mean." Those negative seeds often planted in a child's mind affect their outcome in life. Spoken words can discourage or they can encourage. As a small boy, about 5 years of age, I walked over to my grandfather's house one day. Well do I remember that day, standing around my grandmother's old iron stove that was heated by wood and feeling my grandfather's hand being placed upon my head and hearing him say, "Someday Bob is going to be our preacher." Those encouraging words never departed me, but did encourage me to want to live for God. God used those words at the age of 17 to confirm that He was truly calling me into the ministry. Yes, a word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pitchers of silver. Be careful how you use them. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Make your summer better. Over $30,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan. Use $100 or more regular prepaid credit. Do a SIM swap or text in to the shark code 786. In the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase.
No waste no time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes. All methods give you more chances to win local airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize valued at $10,000, courtesy of Smart and the Belize Tourism Board.
Promotion ends September 15. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart's Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
My name is Lindsay Rosales and I am going in Belize Adventist College. A past retired teacher from my community explained us that all the topics will be posted on Facebook in the hashtag Let's Talk Energy.
Our students were tutored and mentored by two past teachers in Caledonia, Miriam Alcocer and Carmela Barbosa.
I am a science major and this helped me because I am studying physics, and in physics there is a topic of electricity.
I asked Lindsay how she prepared. She said every evening I have evening classes and I go and study. You know, that shows the motivation and drive of our children. This is the initiative that we would like to cultivate a culture for our students here at the Belize Adventist College. Work hard, be persistent, and it pays off.
I am proud of myself because sometimes I doubt of myself because I thought I couldn't do it, but now I feel happy, proud, and I know that my mom is proud of me.
I feel proud about my daughter that win the second of this challenge.
I'm happy BL ventured out in this initiative because our children then can broaden their knowledge and can be more conscientious of our energy and the usage and misuse of energy. And also it contributes to their household, it contributes to them financially. So we're happy that you all came up with this challenge.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Francis Rennell Concert Series is back and presents the Electric 80s. Join us at the Bliss Center for 2 nights of colorful performances, starting on Friday, September 1st at 8 p.m. and also Saturday, September 2nd at 8 p.m. Come out as vibrant voices whisk you away, back in time with celebrated 80s hits. Tickets are available at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts and are $25 for general admission, $40 reserved, and $50 premium. For more information on how to get your tickets, contact 600-7453. Join us for the fun. Join us for the flair. Join us on September 1st and 2nd for an electric event of 80s musical magic. Sponsored by BTV, NCC, Travelers Liquors, Puma, Fulltech Systems, and the Angelus Press Limited. Partners with BEL, Smart, Niche, and PUC.
The discussion surrounding the high cost of goods in stores rages on. Last night, we showed you what the government of Belize is doing to address the situation through the Supplies Control Unit. We also told you why the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Belize Chinese Association are not pleased with the government's approach. They are asking GOB to delay the rollout of its measures until some of their concerns are addressed. Among those issues are the expenses that importers are faced with at the port of entry. According to Marcelo Blake, the president of the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the high cost of goods on the shelves is a reflection of high taxes that importers are paying to bring their items into the country.
What's been happening is that there's a picture being painted that in fact the businesses are taking advantage when that is not the case. At the end of the day, your cost of acquiring a product is dependent on who you're purchasing it from, meaning overseas. We are heavily an import country, so whoever we're buying from, the supplier, the manufacturer, has a price that's set. And then you have to add on your freight, your insurance, your landing here in Belize, and then you have the duties. And that's part of a conversation that has not been had, but we've not had the opportunity to have it with the government, in looking at tax reform, meaningful tax reform, because at the end of the day, that is one way that the government can partner to contribute in reducing the price of those goods. Because as we have published, and we can share that list again, there's some items on that list that duties. There are items on there that have RRD, and all of the items for the most part with a small exception for a few that don't carry GST. So those are levels and levels that you can add together that are contributing to the higher price on shelf.
One of two men who were found recently with logs for which they had no permits has been fined after he took the blame and pled guilty. A press release from the Forestry Department states that they happened upon Peter Shirk and Bernard Martins in possession of over 1,000 feet of timber in the Upper Barton Creek area in Coyote District, for which neither was in possession of a valid permit from the Forest Department. The men were charged, and today Peter Shirk pled guilty to the charge in the San Ignacio Magistrate Court. Shirk was fined $4,900 and the timber was forfeited to the Forest Department. The department urges anyone who becomes suspicious of logging-related activities, as well as wildlife trafficking or any other forest-related violations, to inform their office in the various districts. A memorandum of understanding has been signed by the Financial Services Commission and the Belize Police Department. The MOU strengthens the shared commitment to improve the administration, supervision, prosecution, and enforcement of laws that relate to the financial services sector. The partnership seeks to make easy the exchange of information between the police department and the supervisory authorities, combat money laundering, as well as terrorist financing and illicit activities. Taken together, these offenses threaten the integrity of the domestic and international financial services sector. Today, over 200 persons who wanted to know the latest developments in the digital marketing world attended the Belize Tourism Board's 8th Digital Marketing Summit with assistance from TM Americas, a multifaceted agency that works with the tourism sector in this region. The summit is held each year to share the latest updates and information on digital marketing technology. As we found out, even though artificial intelligence is not something new to Belize, that is the topic that has garnered the most interest, according to a BTB official. News 5's Marian Ali reports.
The Belize Tourism Board's 8th Annual Digital Marketing Forum for Tourism Stakeholders was held today at the Belize Biltmore Plaza Hotel in Belize City. This session attracted a packed room. It's a technological conference with special presenters who speak about the latest in digital marketing to maximize the capabilities of those in attendance. BTB's digital marketing manager, Perry Bowden, shared that the event has grown in popularity as more persons want to learn how they can better market their businesses online. Today's session drew more than 200 interested parties.
The Digital Marketing Summit has advanced over the years, and we started off very small, more or less around 100 participants, a very one-room conference, more of a panel discussion type conference. But now we have grown over the past, I would say, 3 to 4 years, where we have seen more private sector getting involved, and NGOs are getting involved, not only the tourism sector, so everybody wants to know, and everybody's eager to know more about what's happening on the international platform when it comes to digital marketing, from the smaller properties to all the way to government agencies to the bigger properties that would have a chain.
The BTB organizes the event and seeks the best international presenters on key topics related to digital marketing to come to Belize and share their knowledge and experiences on digital marketing.
We're trying to step Belize on an international platform and increase the overall digital footprint for Belize. And by doing something like having a conference like this, we're training our marketers or digital marketers here in country to let them know what the world is doing, and what advancements there is in the tech world and in marketing in general, so that we can be placed on an international stage.
According to Bowden, for the past couple years, artificial intelligence has been one of the favorite topics. This year, several speakers have been contracted to make presentations on that specific topic. Working along with the BTB is TM Americas, an agency that specializes in tourism marketing in Latin America. While today's event was about digital marketing, TM America's president, Victor Manjeras, says the company is focusing on a broader spectrum of marketing Belize throughout the Americas.
We're commissioned to further develop the Latin American market. So now our company is going to be doing an integral campaign in Latin America, where we have the distribution, the travel trade, and also the consumer getting the same consistent message about Belize, why to come to Belize, attractions, culture, and basically everything that the general public needs to know in order to generate that desire to visit Belize. We're also working to support BTB in their efforts to get additional airlift into Belize, increasing the service from Panama, increasing service from Guatemala, and supporting, creating the demand from Mexico to be able to support future flights from that area too.
The agency uses research information and incorporates experiences that are unique to Belize to market our country. But Manjares told us that he and his wife took the ultimate test, and that was to travel to Belize as a tourist themselves. His experience, he said, was second to none.
In addition to all the research that we have done is, I personally came down at the end of July with my wife, to have a different view of the destination, to have the view of a passenger, like any other passenger and that is also fed into our decision of how to get into the market.
How was that experience from 1 to 10?
It was 10. It was actually 10, and that's my wife's rating, because mine might be biased, but hers, she has the fortune of having been traveling around the world, and so for her the bar is really high, and she loved the experience.
Manjarres says that one of the factors which make Belize unique for travelers is that visitors do not overcrowd any tourism destination in the country. Those who do visit can find the time to have a peaceful moment and take pictures with their families without having interference of others trying to do the same thing. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
After the break, Ministry of Sports holds Athletes Appreciation Dinner. We'll tell you about that, but first, here's the weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
One in 3 women experience violence at the hands of their husband or partner. That's over 800 million women worldwide. These women can feel trapped, afraid. Their lives are often restricted. Those who consider leaving often fear ending up penniless or losing their children. Over time, their confidence slips away, making a life without violence seem a distant memory. The abuse can lead to injuries, as well as serious physical and mental health problems, in some cases, even death. Many women contract sexually transmitted infections or have unwanted pregnancies, and when pregnant, have a greater risk of miscarriage or of having a premature or low birth weight baby. They can experience depression, anxiety, other mental health problems, or become addicted to drugs and alcohol. It can be hard to know who to trust or where to turn. But there is a place they can go. A visit to a local clinic is often one of the few opportunities women have to go out alone. And it's important for doctors and nurses to make sure this isn't a missed opportunity. When doctors, nurses, and midwives listened with compassion, survivors are more likely to share their story. When they ask the right questions, they can uncover what is really happening and challenge cultural attitudes that say it's okay for a husband to hit his wife. They can reassure women that it's not their fault and can work with women to help them stay safe. And where necessary, connect them with other services that can provide, for example, shelter, psychological support, legal services, and financial opportunities. More women can find their way to a life without violence when changes are implemented across healthcare and other systems. Changes such as private rooms for consultations, training that enables doctors and nurses to respond better to women's needs, and raising awareness of the harmful consequences of violence for women and children and how to prevent it. Making these changes helps foster a culture where violence is unacceptable and where women have the courage to speak out. Imagine if that could happen to each and every one of those 800 million women.
Summer 2023 has been described as the summer of Belizean athletes. Fans across the country got to witness our athletes in various disciplines compete against regional teams right here at home. In all of those tournaments, Belize made the podium. We also saw athletes compete in tournaments across the Central American and Caribbean regions as well as internationally. The majority of them brought home medals. As the summer comes to an end, the Ministry of Sports held an event in Belize City celebrating Belizean athletes and their achievements. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
Summer 2023 is being hailed as the summer of Belizean athletes. And on Thursday night, the Ministry of Sports and National Sports Council hosted a dinner in celebration of dozens of athletes from 8 sporting disciplines who medaled in various tournaments.
Ever since I became the Minister of Sports, I said I want to change the image of the National Sports Council. But we have one of the smallest budgets in the country, so it's difficult to see gradual changes. So over the last month or month and a half, or maybe even 2 months, our athletes are traveling maybe along the region, around the world, and even locally. We held several games over the last month, and we want to showcase them and honor them because they have done extremely well. They make Belize proud, even put us on the map. So this will be continuous, and we also want to figure out how we can do a Hall of Fame down the road. So those who have retired, we can, recognize them and show that Belize is here for all of you.
Belize's powerlifting team brought home over 40 medals from the North American Powerlifting Championships in the Cayman Islands. Alida Sharp brought home multiple gold medals. She broke several world records during the tournament, and she became Belize's first international powerlifting referee.
It is such an honor to be here, and it's very, very exciting. I mean, as the room started to fill up and the different athletes started to come in, it was like, I can't believe I'm here with everybody and that I'm a part of this celebration. It just really helps us to know that people care and people appreciate the hard work that we've done, because, I mean, anybody that's won a medal or anybody that goes out to represent their country, a lot of work has gone into that. So for it to be acknowledged at this level, it's overwhelming.
The Belize Karate Federation has competed and medaled in several regional tournaments for the year. According to Leon Gald, the head coach of the National Karate Selection of Belize, the national team has consistently won awards at regional tournaments over the years. He says that karate has been an under-acknowledged discipline in the country.
It's definitely, as I mentioned to you earlier, karate has been our achievements have been under-acknowledged in Belize because we're not a very big sport, more individualistic. But today, to be acknowledged among the other sports that are, volleyball and basketball are here, I feel it was very important for my athletes. To be here. I personally have never met any minister of sports before, so it's a good feeling that my athletes can be here. We even have the under 12s here, so it does wonders for us when you have these accolades. At 12 you met the minister of sports, and then he just encourages you to do more, to want to do more. So we're very glad to be here.
Several members of the Belize senior men's volleyball team were also present at Thursday night's dinner. They are being recognized for their bronze medal performance at the Central American Senior Men's Volleyball Championship held here in Belize.
It's a real overwhelming feeling. I never know of anything such as this. When we got the invite, we were super surprised, but we said that we are going to come out in numbers and represent the Belize Volleyball Association. And like I say, we appreciate that the ministry especially is recognizing that the good that the athletes are doing. This was a wonderful summer for all Belizean athletes and for all Belizean citizens. I know a lot of people weren't thinking that we would have done so great, but with the number of medals and the number of great results that we got, all we can do now is hope that it gets better. Right? We know the difference between third, second, and first is just that little more push. Right? I believe that each organization needs their own gym personally. Right? I believe our coaching staff needs to be, stipend or at least something. And like I said, this is something wonderful, and I hope that it continues and not just only for this year.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
When we caught up with the Minister of Sports on Thursday night, he was asked about his ministry's overall plans to develop sports in Belize. Minister Ferguson responded, saying that a lack of sufficient finance has always been a hurdle in the development of sports in Belize. He told us about discussions he has been having with the National Sports Council to raise the funds needed to provide more support to athletes.
As the Ministry of Sport is a quasi-government, so once you become a quasi-government, government expect you to raise funds on your own to try balance what government gives to you. It is difficult because when athletes go to play on any pitch, nobody wants to contribute towards anything because they feel that it is their privilege and their right. And so I sat down a couple of weeks ago when I came up with some thoughts. I said we have all these facilities across the country, and we can figure out how they can become income generating. And so right now we are working on several of them to figure out how we can get a loan and borrow funds and make them create their own income and be able to help and assist the athletes in this country. So right now the Ministry of Infrastructure Engineer is putting plans together for us to figure out how we can raise funds and get them up and going and get a loan from the bank and improve them.
After a 3-year hiatus, the University of Belize has brought back its Black Jaguars sports program. The program has been a hallmark of the university's identity since its inception. Today, athletic scholarships were awarded to deserving students as the university's leadership team envisions a more holistic sports program. News 5's Paul Lopez was in Belmopan. He filed the following reports.
This morning, the University of Belize awarded 25 athletic scholarships to students from across the country. The university's athletic program was launched when the school first opened its doors, but it went dormant during the COVID-19 pandemic. This morning's award ceremony marked the official restart of that program. Dr. Vincent Palacio, the president of the University of Belize, told News 5 that one of his commitments upon taking office in August 2020 was to relaunch the program.
It is important for us as a university, the national university, to bring back this program. Our sports program builds identity for the university. The Black Jaguar movement, as I expressed earlier, is a movement. And it brings people together, it brings students together, it brings faculty together, and we provide support for our athletes as they get involved in this sports program. We're extremely grateful to Minister Fonseca for supporting the program, providing 25 scholarships for these athletes.
Lorianne Kahl is pursuing a degree in nursing at the University of Belize. This is her second year of studies. She is now able to compete on the female volleyball team under a full scholarship with the restart of the sporting program. Kahl is from San Miguel Village in the Toledo district. She says her mother and grandmother both wanted to become nurses, but they could not afford to pay for their studies. She says this athletic scholarship is a game changer for her family.
It's really great that I've received this scholarship. I have a lot of siblings, so it's a really huge burden taken off my parents' shoulders. I played in my last year in primary school because before I used to be afraid of the sport, and when I started playing I realized that I loved it. It was like a family dream. My grandma wanted to be a nurse and she wanted my mother to be a nurse, but because of financial reasons she couldn't, and now
We also heard from several other scholarship recipients. They told us about their passion for sports and how they intend to strike a balance between athletics and academics.
Personally, for me, it's a big help financially. Well, not just that, but to me personally, it helps me focus more on what's necessary, what's the goal, not just on the field, on the court, but also academically. We get athletes from all over, so that means we get training and resources from all over as well. So compete not only within the country, but outside. So the level of athletes that we have is optimal or close to excellence. So we try and continue to strive to reach excellence as well.
What made me choose the University of Belize is just that their vast resource and how they treat their athletes and how they put not only one thing over the other, they also put a lot of things together academically and physically, and they also take care of their athletes, such as you heard, mental health.
2 years ago I graduated from Johns. I thought Johns would be like an open door for me, but sadly it wasn't, but I did not stop pursuing my academic goals, so I just came here to UB to try it out for sports, and then I already had it academically, so I just came here, I just tried out for the volleyball team, and yeah, today I have a student athlete scholarship, which I'm very grateful for, and I will definitely not misuse that scholarship because it really took a financial burden off my parents' wallet, you know.
I feel like UB was the perfect school choice because I really felt sort of patriotic, and I want to give back to my country and represent Belize in more ways than one. This really gives me an opportunity to further my education and my knowledge and get somewhere better in life.
The University of Belize has made several advancements to significantly improve its sports program. Among those changes is the recruitment of Kelsey Balderramos as sports coordinator.
This program is much more holistic this time around. So we have mandatory wellness checks where they have to visit the nurse and the counselor. We also have study hall, so they've started that already, where they have to put in 2 hours in the lounge to get their studying done. And they also have physicals, 6 a.m. physicals, which we already started. So this is much more holistic. We're not just looking at their sports skills, but we're looking at the entire package to make sure that they're proud model graduates of UB when they get out of here.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
We also asked Minister Ferguson whether he still envisions a sports academy for Belize. He told us that while financial constraints at the ministry have prevented them from acting on that vision, he still has the political term to continue proving himself as the Minister of Sports.
I say because of limitations, I cannot come and say I'm going to do this tomorrow. Because just to host Ilo's game over a month period, it costs government, I believe, maybe almost 600,000 or 700,000 because to go back to cabinet and plead to them to release some funds to assist. And so that part is over. I can trust you. I have 2.5 years to prove myself as the Minister of Sports, and you will see a different transformation over the next 2.5 years.
When we return, musical artist struck down by sickness needs your help.
Calling all business owners in Belize. The second Belize Investment Summit 2023 is on its way on August 30th to September 1st, 2023. Join us at the Grand Caribe Belize in San Pedro for 3 days of networking, presentations, and high-level discussions with key local and international decision makers. Do you have a business plan or are trying to expand your business reach and you just need the right investor to make it happen? Then you need to attend the Belize Investment Summit 2023. Don't miss out on this chance to take your business to the next level. Register for the Belize Investment Summit today at www.investmentsummit.bz.
My name is Lindsay Rosales and I am going in Belize Adventist College. A past retired teacher from my community explained us that all the topics will be posted on Facebook in the hashtag Let's Talk Energy.
Our students were tutored and mentored by two past teachers in Caledonia, Miriam Alcocer and Carmela Barbosa.
I am a science major and this helped me because I am studying physics, and in physics there is a topic of electricity.
I asked Lindsay how she prepared. She said every evening I have evening classes and I go and study. You know, that shows the motivation and drive of our children. This is the initiative that we would like to cultivate a culture for our students here at the Belize Adventist College. Work hard, be persistent, and it pays off.
I am proud of myself because sometimes I doubt of myself because I thought I couldn't do it, but now I feel happy, proud, and I know that my mom is proud of me.
I feel proud about my daughter that win the second of this challenge.
I'm happy BL ventured out in this initiative because our children then can broaden their knowledge and can be more conscientious of our energy and the usage and misuse of energy. And also it contributes to their household, it contributes to them financially. So we're happy that you all came up with this challenge.
Make your summer better. Over $30,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan. Use $100 or more regular prepaid credit. Do a SIM swap or text in to the short code 786. In the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase.
No waste no time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes. All methods give you more chances to win local airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize valued at $10,000, courtesy of Smart and the Belize Tourism Board.
Promotion ends September 15th. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart's Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benque Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, The George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Steel Pan in Schools is an initiative geared towards introducing students to the musical instrument that's native to the island nation of Trinidad and Tobago. Steel pan music is popular in Belize, particularly during the September celebrations. But it is also seen as a means of getting youths engaged in constructive recreation. Tonight, we look at a story where the national instrument of Trinidad is being incorporated into SJC's music curriculum. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
Fashioned from 55-gallon industrial drums, the steel pan is a modern percussion instrument that originated in Trinidad and Tobago. In Belize, steel pan music has grown in popularity, but strides are still being made to introduce the instrument to schools across the country.
The pan in schools is a concept that has been reigning in Trinidad and Tobago for quite some time. I am a product of that particular concept. So we see the impact in social spaces. So beyond this, the institution having musicians, you see it trickle into their communities. It's one of the easiest instruments to introduce arts and culture to any beginner. And we talk about early immersion of that student. And steel pan could give them instant gratification towards playing some type of material. And from there, they could go on to do other things. It builds self-confidence. It builds camaraderie. It also instills discipline towards those students who are involved in any type of group work.
There are presently 25 students enrolled in a music program at St. John's College. Among them is Ariana Quiroz. When she was initially asked to take up the steel pan, she turned down the offer.
They asked me to play my first year at SJC, and I said no, which was one of my biggest regrets, because eventually in my second semester in joining, it was probably the best time at SJC. You know, these people are really great people, and my teacher, Carlos Perota, he's a big inspiration to us.
Akua Leith is an acclaimed Trinidadian musician. He is also employed by Musical Instruments of Trinidad and Tobago.
We are doing high-level quality instruments where we take beyond just the manufacturing part of steel pan, but we also have a support system that more or less gets the customer great support after the sale of the product. I see this being popular or powerful in the communities in the Caribbean. Belize, for instance, you all had this program called Bita Pan and Ataman. You know, those are success stories across the globe pertaining to pan in schools. The pan as an initiative towards these types of situations.
At SJC, Carlos Perote has put together a curriculum for the music department. He is also working with Leith, as well as Musical Instruments of Trinidad and Tobago, to strengthen the program by including steel pan and exposing the instrument and music to other parts of the region.
Mr. Aqua and Mr. Liam are phenomenal musicians. Also, the steel band continue developing different areas, not only in Belize, you know, in all the Central America and whatever. And that is a good approach. And also, as I am the head department of music in SJC, we are embarked communication between NIU and our school for open and major in steel band. We have a major in percussion, but now we will add a major in music.
And How difficult was it for Ariana to learn the steel pan?
At first it was very challenging, and then eventually I started to become more comfortable with it. I really do love the environment that the steel pan created, not just with the instruments, but with the people themselves. They're really great to be around, and learning something new is something that I love to do.
I think one of the biggest challenges perhaps for the use and the incorporation of steel pan in contemporary music is just that a lot of the sounds and a lot of the pieces that are played are older pieces and not necessarily music that you and I would probably be listening to. How do you bring this, in your opinion, to a younger audience?
Well, we try to incorporate some of our own cultural styles into it, which you will be seeing later tonight. So we don't want to just stick to the original classic music. We want to incorporate some of our own Belizean styles, some Garifuna elements into it. So you'll be seeing that later tonight, for sure.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.
A man who considers himself an entrepreneur, musical artist, producer, and songwriter is reaching out to you for help after doctors assured him that he can regain his vision. Horace Bryce was diagnosed with diabetes last year at the age of 40, and it has since cost him a leg and his eyesight. But if he acts quickly, doctors have assured that he can regain his vision. His family had done some fundraising activities to help towards his cause, but Bryce explained that those monies were used up in day-to-day living. So now he has turned to you asking for the help that he needs in order that he may be able to see again. Marian Ali reports.
I can't see well. I'm pretty much 80% blind, and I only see images and silhouettes, and if you're extremely close then I can know who you are, right? So that's where I'm at right now.
Horace Bryce was like any other businessman trying to make a living for his family until sickness took a hold of him.
In 2022 I was diagnosed with diabetes, and when I was diagnosed with this disease, I realized that it had not only cost me my leg, but it has messed around with my vision.
But Bryce says doctors have assured him that his vision can be fully restored.
The doctor told me that the way how the pupils are, it's just blood across the eye, which can be moved with a laser treatment. So that's what we're looking for, and that's what we're striving for.
Bryce and his family tried to raise funds by selling barbecues, but those monies were used up in their everyday living. Now, Bryce is turning to you to help him to see again.
The cost of it, well, the entirety is about 5,000 Belize dollars. It includes accommodation, it includes traveling, and miscellaneous along the way.
Where?
To Guatemala City. We're looking and we're asking for help any which way we can, with any amount and whatever people can help us with.
The battle with diabetes has been a life-changing experience for Horace Bryce. For as long as he is without his vision, he remains completely in the care of his family. This is a complete U-turn from the once active person he said he was before. Now he advises people to live healthy to avoid what he has been through.
Guys, take care of yourself. You don't want to be in this position where you can't really help yourself. So please eat well, take care of himself, and just try to stay healthy.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
If you're willing and able to assist Horace Bryce regain his vision, you can reach him at 601-7972, or you can deposit in his Atlantic Bank account in the name of Horace Anthony Bryce, account number 211-232-904. A family in Sand Hill Village is seeking the public's help in locating their loved one. 76-year-old Maurice Bertrand, also known as Maurice Leslie, reportedly disappeared from under a bus shed where he was sitting down Sunday night. Bertrand is from Sand Hill Village, and that the last time he was seen was around 7:30, that is Sunday night, under the same bus shed in the village. If you have seen this man or know where he is, you're asked to notify the nearest police station. Up next, a new way of gift giving with 2 cute designs.
Looking for a great way to explore the beauty of Belize this weekend? Caribbean Sprinter is the fastest water transport for your perfect island hopping experience. Spend less time waiting and more time enjoying. Book your tickets now online at sprinter.bz.
Every year, World Environment Day is celebrated on June 5, and the Department of the Environment, within the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change and Disaster Risk Management, joins the nation of Belize and other United Nations member countries in worldwide awareness and action to protect our environment, with this year's theme being to beat plastic pollution. We have seen the effects of climate change, now exacerbated by the effects of plastic pollution, primarily from single-use plastics. The Ministry, through the auspices of the Department of the Environment, has enacted the pollution from plastics regulation in 2020, noting that single-use plastics is of high environmental concern. This regulation sought to curb the environmental impacts associated with single-use plastics and to better promote green alternatives, which resulted in the development of national standards for biodegradable products.
The government of Belize, through the Department of Environment, has been controlling and enforcing these regulations to ensure that we protect Belize from the threats of plastic pollution. In so doing, nationwide market surveillance and product sampling has been conducted, resulting in enforcement actions which includes sale prohibition and confiscation of single-use plastics and styrofoam. The detrimental environmental impacts of single-use plastics are everyone's concern. The government calls upon all businesses, industries, civil societies, NGOs, and you, the citizens of Belize, to have civic pride and to help in the fight against plastic pollution and to further contribute to the national efforts in transitioning to a circular economy. Together, we can beat plastic pollution. Happy World Environment Day.
How does investment services work? For example, Joe's Construction wants to expand its operations by purchasing new equipment and hiring additional staff. How can Joe's Construction get an investment loan? The answer: Investment Services appraises the loan application and focuses on 2 key areas: adequate collateral and repayability. Investment Services will also consider how Belizeans and the economy will benefit from this new investment through job creation and business growth. The terms and conditions for Joe's Construction loan will be based on the purpose and cash flow. After recommendation and approval, the loan is disbursed. SSB remains committed to proper management of the fund through prudent and responsible investments for the benefit of its beneficiaries, employers, and the Belizean economy. Social Security Board, an investment for you, your family, your future.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
This week's Look on the Bright Side shines a spotlight on Selene Flores, the visionary entrepreneur behind Too Cute Designs. With a blend of artistic flair and entrepreneurial prowess, Selene has crafted not just a business, but a testament to the power of passion and innovation. And the products she makes, there's only one way you'll be able to describe them.
On the Bright Side is brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
I'm Selene Flores, and I started my small business in my daughter's playroom.
It was less than a year ago when Selene Flores stumbled on a small business idea by scrolling through social media.
The inspiration behind Too Cute Designs stemmed from my, passion for crafting. I was doing some, late night online browsing, and I came across several different arrangements put together with Bobo, also known as PVC balloons. These seemed at the time so intricate, and it seemed like a mystery to me as to how people were able to put these things together, made it look so beautiful and at the same time delicate.
Flores' curiosity was driven by her desire to comprehend the mystery of the craft she saw. That prompted her to learn more, and soon after, she began making her own elaborate balloon arrangements.
Honestly, I was just doing it as a hobby. I was just doing it as something that, intrigued my interest. But because of seeing the way other countries present them, and the USA, I have a couple of people that I follow from Ecuador, Venezuela, and I became interested in it, and I see that they make a business out of making boba balloons, and I thought to myself, what if somebody from across the globe can do something, why is it that, we can't try to do something here in our little country? Different things that we just put together, and we are able to, create designs based on that. So it's a new way that you're able to give somebody something with an extra thought put together with each arrangement.
Flores says the name of the business was inspired by her daughter and the joy of motherhood. And the arrangement she prepared? There was only one way to describe it.
The name Too Cute Designs came from just my daughter. I have a little girl, and everything that I feel like, raising her, it's just always so cute. The things that she does is just so adorable, it's so cute. And I was stuck like in between different names, and I just thought Too Cute stuck.
Challenges and sacrifice come with new endeavors like starting a business. Aside from sourcing preferred products, some days Selene's challenge is simply balancing her day job, being a businesswoman, a wife, and a mother.
Some of the challenges that I faced, starting off Too Cute Designs, and even now, is, I would say one of the main things is sourcing the products, the things that I need for the designs, because we're very limited when it comes to balloon colors and ribbon colors. I feel like that is one of the things that, you know, challenge me the most, because I have to order things online, wait for it to get here, and then I'm able to create different aspects of the designs, you know.
At the heart of the entrepreneurial journey, it's the end product that transforms every challenge and endeavor into a symphony of fulfillment and accomplishment.
What I enjoy the most is definitely the final product. I do enjoy putting the things together, but looking at a design in its final stage is just an absolute joy to me, because that way I get together my little ring light, and I take my little photo, and I'm like, this captures the moment, like, of all the hard work and of all the difficulties in getting it at this point. I just enjoy the final product, and I feel like seeing how, you know, beautiful it is and how cute it looks, that's what, you know, keeps me going at the same time.
Her message to someone hoping to start a business is to not overthink it. Embrace the uncharted path, because within your dreams may lie the blueprint of your own remarkable journey as an entrepreneur.
You know, there are so many opportunities out there, and I think if you feel like it's something that you want to do, just go for it and just start. Like, just start. Don't overthink it, because I tend to do that a lot. Overthink whether or not, you know, I wonder if it's gonna work out, but just start. You have to have a starting point, and from there onwards, everything will fall, you know, into place.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
On the Bright Side was brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
From now on, when you visit Uno, you will experience an A+ power in all fuels. Dynamax has evolved into Dynamax Plus. The new formula with the ultimate technology and additives provides an A+ power and A+ performance. Dynamax Plus, available in diesel, regular and premium. Try it today and reach further. Uno, a different energy.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Annalyn Apollonia. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.